Hello, time for another Man in Gray book review. Today's book is Men Explain Things to Me by Rebecca Solnit, which was published in 2014 by Haymarket Books. It's 130 pages. This book is a collection of feminist essays by the novelist and essayist Rebecca Solnit, and the title essay is the most famous thing that Solnit has ever written. Men Explain Things to Me was intended as kind of a lighthearted criticism of men who have this tendency to treat women as intellectually inferior. And it led to the coining of the term mansplaining, although she doesn't actually use that term in this essay. She and a friend were at a party, I believe in Aspen, Colorado, and a guy comes up to them and asks Solnit what she does, and she tells him she's a writer, and she says that she just completed a book on Edward Muybridge, the 19th century photographer who pioneered stop motion photography and the analysis of motion using photographs. And then the guy starts talking about this important book that he read, and it becomes clear almost immediately that he's talking about Solnit's book. So he's explaining the book to the author, and her friend keeps interrupting and saying that's her book, but he doesn't pay any attention and just keeps rambling on about how important this book is and what it's about to the author of the book. And then she goes on to explain this has happened more than once, and apparently it's happened, to her multiple times and to other people as well. So let me run through some of just give you a brief capsule summation of some of the other essays in the book. The next book, or the next essay, is called The Longest War, which is about rape and sexual violence around the world and how sometimes it's used as a political tactic to suppress women and various political parties and political aspects of rape. In Praise of the Threat is an essay about marriage equality and gay marriage, the arguments and the controversy over gay marriage when the Supreme Court legalized it. Grandmother Spider is about the attempts to erase women's role in history. As you go back and read, she says here when you look up genealogies, the genealogies of women tend to disappear faster than those of men. Their assumption being that women weren't important enough to keep and write history about. So the history books tend to be shifted toward males because women have been erased from history. The longest essay in the book, Wolfe's Darkness, is about the work of the English novelist and essayist Virginia Woolf, and its examination of her ideas and thoughts and how they apply to today. And then the next two essays, Cassandra Among the Creeps and hashtag Yes All Women, is about sexual harassment and how widely pervasive it is, not just in the United States, but around the world. And then finally, the last essay in the book is Pandora's Box and the Volunteer Police Force, which is about the idea that the Bolshevik Revolution, the Communist Revolution in Russia, actually eventually led to not just the New Deal and liberal deals, but also feminism. It's kind of a radical idea that communism is usually seen as this horribly repressive system, which it was. But she argues in here, as well as some other people, that the communist movement ultimately led to feminism. Feminist movement later on evolved out of that. It's a fascinating book. It's very provocative and very troubling, some of the stories she tells in here. There's one quote in here from the title essay, Men Explain to Me, that's always stuck with me. I want to read it real quickly. It's just a couple of sentences here. I think I was at 9 books at that point, including one that drew from primary documents and interviews with a key member of Women's Strike for Peace. But explaining men still assume I am, in some sort of obscene impregnation metaphor, an empty vessel to be filled with their wisdom and knowledge. Ever since I read this book a number of years ago, it's always stuck with me that I need to shut up when I'm around women and listen to what they're saying and not keep interrupting them. And I find myself, even against my own will, sometimes interrupting and telling women things they already know. And it's hard for someone my age to change their behavior, but this book has certainly inspired me to try to be more open to what women are saying and not try to assume that they don't know what they're talking about. It's a very important book. If you haven't read it, it's very short, only 130 pages. It's very, very thought provoking, and again, very confrontational and brilliantly written, and very disturbing in many ways. The book is Men Explain Things to Me. The author is Rebecca Solnit. This has been another Man in Gray book review. Thanks for watching.